November 1945. Labour just won a landslide election in Britain. World War II is barely over. And 50 Labour MPs are about to do something that will absolutely enrage the British government and change nothing. This is the story of the Friends of Ireland, a group so controversial that their own Prime Minister pretended they didn't exist. The Northern Ireland government called them troublemakers, and they ended up tearing themselves apart from the inside. So what happened when British socialists tried to solve the Irish question? Picture this. It's 1945, and for the first time ever, a Labour government has real power in Britain. Irish activists see an opportunity. If socialists believe in unity and workers' rights, surely they'll support a united Ireland, right? The Friends of Ireland, 50 Labour backbenchers, formed an unofficial group to push the Irish question into Westminster. The Labour Party didn't recognize them. The government took no responsibility for their activities. But they had big plans. They traveled to Dublin and Belfast on fact-finding missions. They interviewed IRA prisoners at Parkhurst Prison. They identified the problems. Northern Ireland's unionist government was completely out of step with Labour values. The partition had to end. The Connolly Association and the Irish Democrats supported them. Irish activists had hope. Finally, someone in power was listening. Or so they thought. Here's where it gets messy. Northern Ireland's Prime Minister, Basil Brooke, was furious. He publicly fumed. How would strangers be received if they tried this in Australia or Canada? What kind of people do they think we are? I resented bitterly. The British government? Even worse. They saw the Friends of Ireland as an embarrassment, a real source of embarrassment, according to intelligence reports. But the fatal flaw wasn't external pressure. It was an internal division. See, the Friends of Ireland weren't actually friends of a united Ireland. Some members openly told Northern Irish voters that they did not support unification. One member assured People Labour was not seeking to undermine the constitutional position of Northern Ireland. They were looking at Ireland through British eyes, more concerned about British political stability than Irish liberation. When it came to actually confronting their party leadership, they folded. Historians would later note that even British socialism has been unable to intervene in Northern Ireland affairs outside the sectarian framework. By 1949, the Friends of Ireland had collapsed in disarray. They visited prisons, raised awareness about travel permits and cattle exports, and made some noise. But when it mattered, they couldn't agree on what they actually stood for. They couldn't penetrate the sectarian divide, and they definitely couldn't convince their own government to care. The Friends of Ireland is a story about how solidarity movements fail when they're more concerned with looking good than taking real political risks. About how unofficial support means no support when the pressure's on. 50 MPs tried to change history. Instead, they proved that the Irish question would sink once more beneath the surface of British politics, where it would stay for decades. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please share, like, and subscribe for more videos exploring Irish history, culture, and the hidden stories behind the headlines.